Okay, YouTube, I got the old GoPro on the head, and we are going to sandblast some parts I've had soaking. Figure I got the old sandblaster out of the shed, the bead blaster. So we'll see how this works. Haven't used this thing in years, it's just been sitting around, so did a little bit here. See that? It spits out those little 80 grit glass beads. So just do it to it. Well, that's a lot better than it was. Still needs a little love, but I got plenty of love to give it. Okay, so I think what I'll do now, a little bit right there, I think what I'll do now is wipe it down with acetone. I'll just get the rest of the little loosey-gooseys off there, but wipe down with acetone, prime it, and paint it Cadillac blue. Yeah, that's all right. That'll be fine. Hey, no! Do not chew the fence. All right. See how it does in the oil pan real quick. All right, well, so I'm gonna take all this oil off, and then it looks like sandblasting is working. This little sandblaster from Harbor Freight's working pretty good, actually. I'm actually surprised because I've had it for years, never used it. But anyway, I need to get more beads, so I'll run down there and get some more glass beads. Okay, so this is the valve. I forget what they call it. Some cover that goes underneath the intake manifold. But anyway, this thing was covered, just caked on grease, and I scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed And still, there's some baked on stuff I just cannot get off. So I'm gonna tape up the holes and sandblast this. Tape these bottom holes up, because I don't need the little glass beads to get inside there, because this goes back in the oil pan, or the oil splashes up into this, and I just don't need glass or sand blasting stuff in my running through my engine. So anyway, tape these up. I'm going to sandblast it and get this ready for paint as well. But it came out pretty good. I mean, it's a lot better than what it was looking like, that's for sure. You can actually see the Cadillac blue paint on it. Anyway, we'll keep going here. So the splash plate here came out really nice. I sandblasted it, or bead blasted it, and boy, it came out good. Big difference. I put tape over all the little holes and hit it with the 80 grit glass beads from my little Harbor Freight, what is it, 30-pound capacity bead blaster, sandblaster thingy. I probably should have used walnut shells versus glass, but the little glass beads was all I had, so that's what I used. But I was very careful to seal up all the holes and then wash it to get all the residue of the sandblasting stuff off, because you don't want that to get mixed in with the oil. But anyway, so that looks good. So get that primed up and get it painted. And tomorrow we'll do some more. All right, my fellow gearheads. Let's see where we're at right now. Okay, so been busy. Not as busy as I'd like to be, but gotta do what time permits. Try to get something done every day. So I primed the that splash cover for the push rods and lifter splash cover, whatever they call it, and I primed the valve covers with this high temperature primer and gave them 2 coats. I sprayed 1 coat, actually 3 coats. Sprayed 1 coat, and I wet sanded it with 400 grit wet sand, all little imperfections off, and just did that. After the primary coat, I just did that twice more, and until I had a smooth finish. This was all pitted, and just from painting and sanding and painting it looks dang good. Valve covers, I can't believe it came off that mess over there. So, and then I couldn't wait any longer. I had to paint something blue. So I painted one of the valve covers, and right now it's drying, but that came out nice. It needs another coat. There's 2 coats on there now. I'm gonna add a 3rd coat. It's a little lighter here. I don't know if that's because it's just drying unevenly, but came out of the sprayer a little uneven for a few seconds there, but it's nothing I can't cover up with a 3rd coat. But man, I cannot believe this came off that greasy mess. I can't believe it. That everything looked like that. So if this isn't motivation to get out there and do it yourself, then I don't think nothing will motivate you. Just the feeling of accomplishment, fixing a 50-year-old car up and getting a part to look as good as this yourself, nothing compares to it. Of course, I am kind of a gearhead dummy, and things like that excite me, so what can I say? So I'm gonna let this sit here for about maybe 20 to 30 minutes, get the paint all tacky, make sure, you know, it doesn't start running. And I didn't go very heavy on the coats either, because I'll tell you what, I don't want to go back and sand. I hate runs. So I'm just letting it, putting light coats on until I get the finish that looks good. But it's come out pretty good. So I'm going to add one more coat here in a couple minutes and probably call it a night. Well, I put another coat of paint on this. I took it down. I wet sanded it a little bit once it dried, and I put a final coat on it, and I am just very happy with how that came out. Unfortunately, I don't have a paint booth, so I'm just doing it in my garage, praying to God that there are no dust particles in the air that feel like landing on my valve covers. But overall, I'd say it came out pretty good. I'm happy with that. That's going to look nice. Now if I can just get the rest of the engine looking this good. So there we have it. Next I'll do these parts. Get them all looking good. And then I have to store them for months and months. And make sure they don't get scratched while I work on the rest of the greasy behemoth. I just want to give out a shout out to my friend Pete, who is a huge motivating factor for me. And I appreciate the effort that you put into your videos and your DIY and your other screen name, the SMRC or SWRC channel. Watched every single one. So anyway, thanks Pete. I do appreciate it.